As a leader, are you good at taking accountability? There's an art to demonstrating accountability in the workplace, and it's what makes a great leader. In this video, you'll learn how to look at accountability with fresh eyes and learn new ways to show up as a leader. The first thing to know about demonstrating accountability inside of your company is that it involves ultimate personal responsibility. What do I mean by this? Here's the thing. If it's your company, every decision that's made, everything that happens in the company begins and ends with you, right? And the truth is, it's you. You're on the line all the time. Your money is on the line. Your reputation is on the line. And if you don't stand up for what's most important for you or your brand, then your company isn't going to evolve the way you want it to. So one of the things that I do in my own company is I will always ask, if before something goes out, before a video, before a post, I ask myself the question, does this represent the brand? And if there's even a little thing, if there's something in it that bugs me, or if there's just a nuance that it's that's not our brand, I will point that out immediately, because you cannot worry about hurting people's feelings. And I think especially as women leaders, we tend to think, gosh, well, how's that going to land? I've gotten to the point where it's I don't care, because I see my business as a separate entity. My business has to succeed on its own. It is separate from me. If it can't succeed on its own, if the brand can't stand by itself, it's not going to continue to grow. And so remember that demonstrating accountability starts with ultimate personal responsibility, and you're driving that. You get to make the decisions, you get to say no, you get to say yes, and stand strong in your power, stand strong in your ability to say yes or no. So ultimate personal responsibility, that is my first point. But before we move on to my second point, let me remind you that this channel right here, my channel has a bunch of videos about leadership, mindset, and even practical videos on sales calls and marketing strategies. So hit subscribe to never miss a video. So when it comes to demonstrating accountability inside of your company, one of the things that often comes up is the question of how do I fix an issue? So when something arises, is my tendency to kind of push it under the rug, or is my tendency to hit it face on? And I can tell you I've been in all sides of that, right? Some days I'm up for it. Some days it's you know what, we're just going to handle it. We're going to get it done, especially if I'm in the right place emotionally. If I'm not in the right place emotionally, if I feel like something's really triggering me or bothering me, I might follow what I call the 24-hour rule. And the 24-hour rule means I'm just going to sit on it for 24 hours. I'm not going to react. I'm not going to respond. I need to sleep on it. And I find that in the morning, I have a much clearer view on what's happened and how I feel about it. So if that's you, if you get triggered easily, I want you to think about that. Following the 24-hour rule can ensure that you don't fire off an email or a text that you're going to regret, or you don't send something off that doesn't represent you, how you want to show up as a leader, or your brand. So it's important to fix issues head on, but also give yourself grace and give yourself 24 hours if you need it, if you don't want to show up in a certain way. Let me know in the comments below if you follow the 24-hour rule, or if sometimes you've just hit respond when you've been triggered, and kind of where that's ended up for you. Here's the thing, when it comes to accountability in the workplace and my team taking on a lot of tasks, I don't see things as mistakes. We don't say, oh my gosh, that was a huge mistake. When something goes south, it's we look at it as a learning opportunity. And I'm constantly thinking, okay, how is what's happening right now going to help me 6 months from now, or going to help our company 6 months from now? What are we supposed to learn in this moment or from this situation that's going to serve us? So an example might be, if something goes wonky with a client, but maybe whatever went wonky wasn't stated clearly in the contract. Well, that's an opportunity for you to go back and look at the contract and see what you might want to change. I know recently I was helping one of our clients with this because there are these things that there's especially this one thing that kept coming up with their clients, and their clients wanting to change things after the fact, when it was too late, when they couldn't go back, when it was going to cost them more to change something. And of course my question was, well, what does it say in your contract? Well, the contract wasn't 100% clear. And so they went back, they changed the contract. They don't have that issue anymore. And so this, again, is when you see something or an issue that keeps arising in your company over and over again, don't get stuck in it. Look at it as an opportunity for growth. What could we change today that would lead to something even better 6 months from now, or prevent us from having to deal with this at all? In other words, at the end of the day, I don't care if there was a mistake. I just want my team to feel empowered to fix it, or for us to fix it in a way so it's not an issue again. The great thing about accountability is that over time, it creates deeper trust in the relationships you have with your team members. If your team member knows that they can make an error or make a mistake, right, and not worry about their job, they're going to feel more comfortable not only coming to you with what happened, but they're going to become problem solvers themselves. If you want to do less in your company, you have to empower your team members to be really strong problem solvers and to feel like they can work independently. If they feel like they have to come to you for every little thing and they're not empowered to take care of the client or to figure something out, if it's not a huge thing, right? If they don't feel empowered to do that, they're going to be on your doorstep all the time, or they're going to be on the phone with you all the time. And so whenever something comes up, it's a teaching opportunity. It's like, okay, here's what happened. Here's what I would do. What do you think you should do? And they'll tell you. You let them handle it. And my guess is either that won't keep happening, or if it does happen, they're equipped. A lot of times what you'll see is they'll come up with a great idea or a great fix that even you didn't think about, right? And then once that fix is in place, it's not an issue anymore. My story at the end that I'm going to share has to do with building trust. So stick around for an example of this in even more action. Once you're doing this one-on-one with your team members, what happens is like I said, it opens up lines of communication and trust, right? Back and forth between you and your team. From there, it also opens up lines of communication between the team members. And this is one of the greatest benefits that I've seen is when I make it safe to make a mistake or to come to me or to fix something. Now I've modeled that for my team, and then they start to do that for each other. When that happens and you build this culture of communication and this culture of trust, your company starts to grow itself, right? Because your team members are constantly coming up with ways to make things better. And that way you're not doing all the heavy lifting. They're each doing their part in their dream job, right? Which overall helps the company continue to flourish. So to take this even deeper, one of the things you can do as a leader is openly share the mistakes you've made with your team, and also how you overcame those mistakes. And it could be things that have happened in the past. Here's what I know. Your team members want you to be human. When they know you're human, when they know you've made mistakes too, and you've been able to overcome those mistakes, again, it makes it a safer environment. And they realize that, okay, my boss or the CEO of this company, they made mistakes, they fixed them. Here's how it helped the company become even stronger. They see that, they feel even more comfortable modeling it. And again, like they just want to know you're human. They're human. They want to be human. You're human. And mistakes are going to happen. It's not about that. It's how and what you do to overcome those mistakes and make your company even stronger. I've made a lot of mistakes, but one that I want to share with you is saying yes to a client that even my team was kind of like questioning. And this was years ago, back in the tech world. And we needed business. We were kind of in a cash crunch time. And I remember talking with my team and they were just kind of side-eyeing me like, really? Like, do we really need this business? We did need the business, but it kind of, it came with some red flags. And I said yes to that business anyway, even though even my team was like, really, where is this taking us? It wasn't a huge deal. But I remember when we were delivering that business and my team just kept kind of shaking their head. I know, they were like, what were we thinking? It was a tough, I think it was like a 6-month deal. It was tough delivering that training over the 6 months. Everybody was exhausted. That client was never happy. And together as a team, I told them later, I said, yeah, that was a mistake. We're not going to do that again. And we're not going to put ourselves in a place where we have to take business just to take business. And I think it was really relieving for them, but it also opened up a dialogue and it gave us all an opportunity to shift what we were doing and how we were doing it. Right. 5 ways to demonstrate accountability to your team. First, take ultimate personal responsibility. Second, fix the issues with your team members as soon as they arise. Third, don't see them as mistakes. Allow those to be teaching opportunities. And fourth, remember that being accountable creates deeper trust in every relationship in the company. And fifth, and over time, this level of accountability and trust opens up communication between everyone in the company. Up next, how to stay focused on your mission and vision. And remember, your 2X is waiting for you too.